Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Joe here, bringing you guys a brand new video today. We've been doing something different from like the Call of Duty videos that we usually do. Today, I'm showing you guys how to make a good thumbnail without Photoshop for free. It's basically like Photoshop. This is the website that I use. It's called Photopea. You're gonna want to search it up. It's basically Photoshop. It's really easy to use once you get used to it. Really easy, you guys. I suggest if you have a computer and you don't have Photoshop, you should use this. I know you guys probably see the little Photoshop right here, but no, I don't have Photoshop, so this is what I'm using for now. It's really simple to use, guys. Go check. So once you're at this screen, you're gonna want to click New Project. You can name whatever you want. I just leave it as New Project. You don't want to change this to you're gonna want to go to background. Change the width or whatever to whatever you want. 1920 by 1080, 1280 by 720. It doesn't matter. So once we're out here, we're gonna have this little area. This is where our layers are gonna go. So you can like switch them, to make some layers in front of other layers and stuff like that. On this side we have all the little tools. We got the text tool, icon, whatever you want to call it. That's really all you need. Then we got the little move tool, so you can move stuff around, the little move cursor. Like the crop tool if you ever need to crop anything. But this is really just like the layout. It's pretty easy. So once you're at here, just go to your little folder, get whatever you want. For me, for this video, I'm gonna use a yellow background, and I can just drag it and it's already in there. So you can just move it around wherever you want. You can also do this. You can resize it any size you want. If you want to go halfway, like 1/4, anyway, you can resize it. When you resize it, if you want to keep like the shape the same, then you're gonna click on one of these, hit Shift, and then just pull it, drag it. If you don't hit Shift, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna get all like funny looking. So you just want to hit Shift whenever you get to like a corner. If you want to keep the same size, just click Shift, and that's really all you need to do. So once you get the background done, we're gonna want to add different layers. So let's just get whatever we need right now. Let's get the YouTube logo. Let's get that in there. Get the Photoshop logo in there as well. Then let's get the little circle, the little cancel circle in there as well. So once we get here, we can layer everything, change stuff to be in front of stuff. We can put the background all at the top, and nothing will really show unless like the layer is in front of it. So we're gonna put the yellow background layer back to the bottom. And now that we got all of this stuff, we can do a lot of different things with this. Alright, so scratch that. We're not gonna use the yellow background. Yellow background looked atrocious, so we switched it up. We got two different like backgrounds here. We got like a purple, and then like a different colored purple. So you can do a lot of things right here. So you can right click this, and then it'll show you like the view, and you can add filters, layers, different stuff. You can go to the filter. You can add a blur to it. You can add a Gaussian blur. I usually like to use the Gaussian blur, and then you can just turn it up or lower it, and then it'll just make the background blurry and stuff. Like I'll do it to the YouTube logo so you guys can see. So you're gonna click that, click filter, go to blur, Gaussian blur right here, and then you see you can just make it blurry, as blurry as you want, so you literally can't be able to notice it. So you can just mess around with this to make it look cooler, like make it like a 3D effect or something. So you can just add a blur, but we're not gonna do that to the YouTube logo. So you can double click this, and then this will pop up. What I usually like to do, I usually add a drop shadow, an outer glow, a stroke to my letters, and then sometimes I'll do like an inner glow. So the drop shadow is gonna do is you can see it adds a little shadow in the background. Like I'll take it off, put it back on, take it off, put it back on. You guys can see. You can change like how dark it is. You can make it really dark. You can make it so it's like not there anymore. You can do like however dark you want it to be. I'm gonna just leave it at like maybe like a 70%, 75%. Let's go to 75. We can add the distance. That's how far it is, how close it is to the logo. I'll just leave it about right there. Let's go 30. You can add a spread, so you can really make it bold or not. You can make it more blurry, more bold, so it's like really popping out. But I just like to leave the spread at 0, so it can look just decent, blurry, like a good effect. The size, you can also mess with the size, so like how blurry it is. Once again, you can add the size. but I usually like to add this, leave the size like at 0, or like I'll add it a little bit more so it can just be a little bit more blurry. So I'll go with a 20. The outer glow, that's just for like the logo. You can add like a color, whatever color you want. Let's just do a black so it pops out, or a yellow so you can see like what I'm talking about. So you're gonna want to do the spread maybe. You can do the spread and do the same thing. I'm gonna leave the spread at 8, and then you can increase the size so it like glows, so it pops out even more. You can add the range as well. You can see what that's doing. So let's do a little bit of a size. So that's what it's gonna look like if you were to have a size. So let me just change that color back. Let's just go black. Yeah, let's just do black. We'll leave that like that. And the stroke, it just adds a line on the outside. Oh my god, sorry for that voice for you guys. Did not mean for that to happen. Sorry. There's also satin, so you can like make like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like satin, you know, like chromish kind of. So you can also do that. But I don't really do that, cause I only do that on my letters sometimes. So we're gonna have outer glow, drop shadow on, just because it's a logo. You don't really need to do like a stroke for it. It's not that deep. So we're just gonna leave it like that. Let's add some zoom lines, some speed lines. So we're gonna do that. You're gonna right click again. Let's turn on the opacity. You guys can see what this will do. It'll like make it so that you can see the lines on the side. So let's add some of that. Let's do like a little too dark. Let's go like that. That looks fine. So we're gonna add those lines. So you can see how the YouTube logo is popping a little bit. It's a little bit 3D. So let's move this over here. We got the YouTube logo right there. Let's add some text. So we're gonna click on the text button. We're gonna go right here. We're gonna move fonts. We're gonna go to a different font. You can see there's a whole bunch of fonts over here. A lot of fonts. You can go through any single font you want. Literally, you can even bring in your own fonts that you like to use. But the one that I usually use is Distant Galaxy. Distant Galaxy. Here it is right here. It's the one that I like to use. So we're gonna add a little bit more size to it. Now we're gonna change the color. So let's click OK. So once we have that, let's just click on this. Let's add text. Let's just put how to make thumbnails. And let's just do that. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna go to the size tool, and then we'll move it around, make it a little bit bigger, move it more. Let's make it a little bit bigger. So let's go back to the text, double click this, then we'll highlight it so we can make it bigger, as big as you want, as small as you want. I'm gonna just go for like a 85, because we're gonna add a stroke to it. So I'm gonna show you guys how to add a stroke. Let me just move this out the way a little bit. So you're gonna want to do the right click again, or the left click I mean, and then we're gonna add a drop shadow. Let's add a stroke. This is where the stroke comes in handy, because you can really like make it pop. So we're gonna want to click right here, change the color to black. As you can see, it pops. You can do any color you want. Any color, you can choose any color from the little color picker wheel. Any color you want. You can make it as bright as you want, and then you can make it darker. So we're just gonna go with black, because black always looks good. Or you guys want to do purple? Let's see how purple looks with the purple background. Okay, I don't really like purple, so let's just go with the simple black. Leave it like that. We can also make the size bigger of the stroke, so you can see it can look like that at 200. But I usually like to leave it a little bit thicker, but not too thick. Like a little bit thicker than like the preset. Let's go with like a 6 maybe. Let's go with a 5. A 5 looks good. So we're gonna do that. Make it a little bit thicker. We can add an outer glow. So if you want to do that, let's do this. Let's just do I don't know, purple. Just add a purple outer glow. Make the size small, so it's gonna have a little bit of a glow. So you can see right there, it's glowing a little bit. I'm gonna just make it a 15. So we're gonna do that, add a glow. Let's go back to the layer style. This is what the satin does. So you can see when we put the satin, if you make the opacity higher, we can do this, do all of this. You can make it look like this, but if I do it for my letters and my fonts, I like to go for like a lower one, so you can still see it and make it out a little bit, but not too much to the point where it's like it looks like this and looks funny. So we're gonna do like, this is like a 20. 20 looks decent. So we're gonna add the distance. As you can see in the letters, it makes it look bulkier and thicker. Let me just go back and forth so you guys can see the difference. So you can see like how the letters are different and how it changes, and like just how it looks visually. So I'm gonna go 97. The size, you can see what the difference is making. I'll go back and forth again. So let's just leave it on 200. You can do an inner shadow, so you can make the letters have a shadow. So yeah, you can put the size up again so the shadow can just be like super dark. So let's do a little shadow. Let's do like a 5. Let's do 6. 6 looks okay. So we can also add that. We can also add an inner glow. You can do whatever color you want. Again, any color you want. This is such a good website to use, you guys. And if you're a beginner, it's really easy to pick up on. So let's just do a black maybe. Let's go for black. You can also, again, change the size. Do whatever you want. You can do a color overlay to make like the letters different color. Let's just do a blue just so I can show you guys how it looks. You can also lower down the opacity so you can see how it adds a little bit of tint. Let's just put it at a 7. Gradient overlay, I don't really do this, but just for the sake of the video, I just do like a small little overlay. Just bring this down a little bit. Bring this down a little more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Let's do it like that. Then a pattern overlay, I never do this just because I don't like how it looks. So you're gonna want to stray away from that. But most of this you don't really need to do. I really just do stroke, a shadow, an outer glow, and then a drop shadow, really. So that's how you can make it like a good looking font on the video. You can make the pop. You see, you can put the little shadow on the outside to make. So we're actually gonna add 2 more things. We're gonna add the Photopea logo, which we got right here, and then we're gonna add a red arrow just to make things, you know, more like YouTuber-ish. Because you know, every YouTube video, every thumbnail has a red logo or a red arrow in it, just pointing at something. So we're gonna add that. As you can see, we got everything on the screen now that we're basically gonna use for our thumbnail. We got all the logos, everything we need. So let's get into the good stuff. How to make everything like 3D and pop that I already showed you guys. So we're gonna want to do let's go to the Photopea logo. Let's add a little drop shadow. Let's add a little overglow just because it looks a little bit plain right now. Let's change the color of that. Let's go with a black or with a white maybe. Yep, let's just go through all the colors, see which one looks best. We're just gonna go with the black just because the black looks, you know, looks decent. So we're gonna go with the black. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So you're gonna want to click the corner, hit shift, then, you know, expand it, make it bigger. You can also do this, so you can rotate it however you want. You can rotate it, make it look sideways. So we're gonna make it look sideways. We're gonna put it underneath the typing so that the typing goes over the logo. And we're gonna move the red arrow over here. We're gonna rotate this a little bit, point it at the Photopea logo. We're gonna add a drop shadow to the red arrow. Just add a glow. Let's put a color to the glow on the red arrow. That looks decent. Let's do actually let's just mess with the color, see what we can do. We can do literally any color we want. So let's do yellow. Yellow looks fine, I guess. So we can make it brighter or darker, literally any color you want. So let's just do bright yellow, so it just pops and stands out more. You can also Okay, we're not gonna add a stroke because that looks hideous. So this is basically what you're really gonna want to do. This website is so easy to use. You can really pick up on it in like a couple of days, I'd say. So we're gonna bring the Photoshop logo over here. Let's just add some stuff. Let's do a drop shadow. We don't want to add a glow to that. Not everything's gonna have a glow, okay? Only certain things are gonna look good with the glow. So we'll just add a drop shadow. Then we're gonna bring the red circle icon over here. We're gonna want to put it over the Photoshop logo. Let's put this in a good spot where it would look good. Let's tilt this just a little bit. Make it a little bit bigger as well. Tilt it a little bit. Then we're gonna add the little cancel logo over this. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And then let's do that. Then we're gonna go back to the layer style, add a drop shadow. We can add a glow to this one. What color would we want on the canceled? What do you even call this? Like I don't know, the cancel circle, like don't go over the cross, whatever you want to call it. Let's just add a glow. Let's do, let's go with the white, because the white looks good. So we're gonna want to add that, click OK. We can do inner shadow on this, just to make it a little bit more like circle-ish, I guess you could say. Do that, you know, okay. But it's really that easy, you guys. This is really all you're gonna want to do. Not that hard. Super easy to pick up. If you want to layer stuff, you know, like make stuff go on top of other stuff, you really just have to do this. Like, okay, let's put the Photoshop logo over the red arrow cross. So now, I'll switch it over to a different layer, and now you can see that the Photoshop logo is over the little red cross icon thing. So let's switch it back. Let's go back to the little cancel thing, put it over the Photoshop logo, and now you can see the Photoshop logo is underneath the red circle. So once you have your thumbnail all done and ready, you're gonna want to click File, click Export As, and then click Export as PNG. Then you want to click Don't Use Palettes, Save, boom. That is your guys' thumbnail. That's how you make a thumbnail within, like, I'd say like 15 minutes. Really easy website to use. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, comment down below if this helped you guys out. Peace out.